I'm going to introduce you to someone right now who is worthy of believing in. And it's why she is such an extraordinary leader, because she leads with such heart. She is such a servant leader and leads with such passion. And she's just a great girl. She's a Montana girl, riding and roping girl when she was young. She graduated at the age of 16, went to college for 2 years, got out, got into direct sales about the same time she met her husband and got married. She won her first car in 3 months, and she's from Afton, Montana. That massive, or Afton, by the way, Afton, Wyoming. How many of you know where Afton, Wyoming is? You do? Oh, dude, that's so amazing. I've been to Wyoming, and I said, I have no idea what you just said. And she said, I know, most of the people didn't know either. Anyway, she went on to win 10 cars. When someone finally was able to show her the power of leverage, and she's been obviously successful. She actually moved 5 times with that direct sales company. It was one of those, back in those days, where every time you moved, you left everything you created to someone else who would take over that area. So she literally, because of her marriage and her family and moving, had to rebuild 5 times. She's the representation of what I like to call velvet glove, iron fist. She's this soft, gentle, and she has this smile that when she smiles, which she really has 2 states of being, asleep and smiling. And when that happens, it just warms you and overwhelms you, but behind it is an absolute rock-solid leader. Today, she has an organization of over 100,000 in 30 countries. She's the #2 worldwide income earner in her company, and she does it by leading by example. She is an extraordinary mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, get the blood out of your butt, get on your feet, and welcome to the MVP stage, Miss Deni Robinson!
And what I love about this event is we are all here because we are united by mission, but we are driven by the impact of what we can do for other people. I love that. I also love this incredible profession because it is such a celebration of humanity. It doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, your level of education. Network marketing closes the age, gender, and the race gap more than anything that I've ever seen. Where else can someone like me with a high school, with a PhD, a public high school diploma, get their MBA, a massive bank account, okay? And by helping and serving other people. I love that. My husband's here with me in the audience, and we own a large accounting firm as well. And he'll often say, honey, I love you, but this doesn't happen in the real world. But to me, this is an incredible world. Again, where we get to help other people, and the only way you get here is by helping other people come up the mountain with you. So again, I'm Deni Robinson, and if you ever want to know what drives me... Oh, can you go back one? I went a little too... It's that right there. That's my family last year at our cabin. I have 4 children. I have 4 grandchildren and 1 on the way. And that is my why. Many people will get into network marketing because they think it's about the money. Well, let me tell you, the freedom will far outweigh the money. And in the end, it will be about the lives you change. And I can tell you that is what drives me every single day. People ask me, Deni, are you going to retire? I will say, retire from what? Having the time of my life, traveling the world, making new friends, and making a difference. There is nothing better than making a living while making a difference. And to know that I get to make a difference for people who will never know my name is incredible. Those people right there are my greatest legacy to this world, but I've always wanted to do something more. And with only my PhD, I was going to have to go back to school, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I actually was further along in accounting than my husband, and he often tells me, Deni, you would have been so fired as an accountant, and I'm so glad. So let's go on really quickly. So, please go back once. So the windshield of your future must be larger than the rear view mirror of your past. Thank you for my friend Ed Weens in the room. Now, does everyone in this room have a past?
Yes.
Absolutely. But the only reason you should be looking behind you is to see how far you have come. Never let your past define where you are going. And that's what I love about this. Again, it doesn't matter what your past has been, but in network marketing, you can truly change your stars. And you get to change the stars of other people. That's the way you change that. And people often say, well, I can't do this because I'm like, it doesn't matter what's happened before. It only matters what happens in front of you. Don't look downstream, look upstream. And what I love about the stories that you're going to hear this weekend, there are stories in this room that totally move me to tears. Again, people who have been down and out, about to lose everything, who have totally changed their lives by becoming servant leaders. Now, I'm going to give you guys a very comprehensive list about what you are owed. Would you guys like to see that? A comprehensive list. Well, this is it. Go back. Here is the very comprehensive list of everything you're entitled to and what this world owes you. You know, I was raised in Montana. I was one of 7 children, and we were raised to work. I was telling my daughter, because last week I had Grammy camp with my grandchildren, and I told them they could get a penny for every pine cone they picked up. And I was telling my daughter, who'll be on a panel tonight, who's now a 6-figure yearly earner in network marketing, and she said, Mom, you need to tell the story because my dad used to give me a penny for every grasshopper and every worm that I would catch so that he could go fishing. You know what the interesting thing was? Grasshoppers were not always very easy to catch. And worms, you know, it's like network marketing. I would go by the creek bed and I would roll over the rock, and if there was a worm, that was great. But if there wasn't, I didn't sit there and go, if only there was a worm, if only there was a worm. I would just keep on going because I knew I could find them. And that's about network marketing. The other thing I was raised with, again, as we were raised to work, my dad would say, Deni, you know, always believe that God can move mountains, but don't be surprised if he hands you a shovel and a pickaxe, okay? And so he would say, Deni, you can have anything you want if you're willing to work for it. And I believed him. And I think that is one of the reasons I've been able to do some of the things I've done in my life. The other thing, all right, grit. I love this slide. People have often asked me, why have you been successful? I think it's because I have grit. And I truly believe if we were to interview all the top leaders in this room tonight, it would come down to grit. I believe that grit is a tendency to pursue long-term goals with passion and persistence. And I believe that those people who use passion and persistence with intensity will sometimes far outweigh the people who have just talent. Because it is in the every single day of doing this. My husband will often say, Deni, when there's something that you want, it's like you've put blinders on. You don't look to the left, you don't look to the right, you just go. A couple years ago, one of my sons said, Mom, do you always get everything you want? And I said, nope. I only get what I really, 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 really want. Because if it's something that you really, really, really want, you will not be denied. There's a lot of things I'd really like to do. I'd like to play the guitar. I'd like to do this or I'd like to do that. But until each of you make a defining commitment to yourself that this is something that you really want, your life will stay the same. And again, there are stories that you will hear that go across this stage that someone made a decision. I would recommend 2 things to you this weekend. Please do not let these amazing notes that you're taking, which could be worth millions of dollars to you, go home and become shelf-help. The other thing I would recommend is that you do not compare your chapter 1, for some of those of you who are new, or chapter 3 or 4, to the chapter 20s and 37s and 50s that are in this room. Because comparison is the thief of joy. It will rob you of being productive, and making things happen. You just have to realize that this is my path and my journey, and I'm going to make this happen. But what you should believe and internalize is that if they can do it, I can do it too. That was something that I used to always watch people and think, well, if they can do it, I can do it. Because I just believed that. So once you can totally believe that, you can start to make it happen. So this is my grandson a couple months ago. At Christmas time, he picked up this, and I'm like, oh, I have to take a picture. That's my cute little hunter. What you focus on expands. The people who I see make that decision, and they focus, and it comes down to that focusing every single day. I tell people you're going to have to do this when it's sunny, when it's rainy, when it's not so fun to do, if you are going to make your dreams and aspirations come true. Because it is with that determined focus, consistently, with intensity, that things will start to happen. I often tell people when they're doing that, you start to become in the vortex, and you can feel it. And I believe that people are attracted to that. Wouldn't you agree, Larry? They can see it, they can feel it, and people want to be a part of something like that. And long before that they will believe in what you're perhaps doing, people want to believe, they won't believe until you believe, and you really believe in yourself. And so every day, be pouring things into you. You know, even now, I probably spend an hour to an hour and a half a day on my own personal development. Because that is so important about what I can give to other people. So remember, what you focus on expands. How much time are you spending each day? And putting that focused, determined effort in. This morning, my husband and I were out for a run, and we were talking about how, years ago it was go out for a run for an hour, where now it's all about that high-intensity interval training. So when you work on those in short amounts of time and really put the focus in, because as network marketers, often people think they've worked an 8-hour day, and they haven't. And I've got a really good graph here to show you. So this is my success tracker. And I really like to use this with people because I always, when someone calls me and they're saying, my group's not growing, I'm not making enough money, what's happening in my organization? I like to pull this out. The other thing I always ask people is, are you being active or are you being productive? There are many things that you can be doing to being busy, but what are you being busy about? When a new person comes in the organization as well, we also have a tracker that we use, but I want to ask them, what events do they want to go to during the week? What team calls can they plug into? If someone can give you 7.5 to 10 hours a week at least, and you can put them on a specific path, I think they're going to have a much higher likelihood to succeed. So I'm going to help them with their success tracker. Now, what I want to tell people is you want to spend at least 80% of your time above the line. So are you working above or below the line? So let me give you some examples. The things that we make money for, the things that will make money for you at the end of the week to put in your ATM, are activities that matter. So the things that matter are recruiting, sponsoring people as customers, as associates, and so that's where I want to help them focus, especially when they're new. But what we often start to see is people start to grow an organization. They get far too involved in the management mode. And you want to make sure that your activities you're staying above that. So I talk to them about contacting and inviting, presenting the opportunity, doing the following up, and collecting a decision. Remember, and enrolling, that doesn't take a lot of time. Once you've enrolled someone, that is where the real work starts. Then I'm going to help them with the team training, their personal development, the team communication, and the business organization. But remember, those things, especially in the beginning, are not going to pay you a lot of money. I want to, just for a minute, tell you guys a little bit more about my story. My husband and I graduated at 16. We got married by the time I was 19. I got into direct sales. And I put my husband through college and graduate school. We actually came out of graduate school with, actually some money in the bank. But what happened is I was actually here in Dallas at the top manager event. And we were sitting there in a big room, and some of us were saying, you know, if this was one of those network marketing things, we'd all be doing much better. Because as Curtis had mentioned, I had to start over numerous times. So when people tell me I don't know anybody or I'm out of contacts, I understand that. Because I used to go cold calling. I would knock on doors. I would open my van and have a display. I was raised with, a stranger is just a friend I hadn't met yet. So what I love about the Success Tracker as well is your organization is based on meeting people. We can do this the old way. We can do it the new way with Facebook. Many of us in this room remember the old 3-foot rule, right? If you don't know what that was, it was if you're going to talk to somebody that's within 3 feet of you, if not, you just moved a little closer. So I've always just just get a little closer. And you guys, if you will learn to be more interested than interesting, it's amazing what will start to happen for you. When you start to ask enough questions about them, they're going to ask questions about you. And then when the time is right, you're going to be able to ask them questions about perhaps your product, good, or service that can make a difference for them in their life. As we all know that John Kaler said, if you want to make $1 million, go make 1 million friends. But you know what? To make $1 million, you don't even have to make 1 million friends. You just have to help people, love on people, and really start to make a difference with them. Over the last few years, I've been really able to travel the globe. And the freedom that this can provide each of you in this room is truly beyond your wildest dreams. I want to talk to you a little bit about those goals as well. I want you to realize that I am very much into visualization, and I write things down, I run, I say things, but again, I've always known that I've had to pray like it's all up to God and work like it's all up to me. One time, I remember I was out on a run, and I had to stop because I was so overcome with emotion. I could see myself as a brand new diamond at our convention going across stage. I was getting the hug from the founders of our company, and from those people that I loved and admired so much. I wanted to be one of those people because I wanted to be a changer of lives. Because that to me that's what it was. It was a reflection of changing lives. As I started to grow in this profession, my husband was going on the corporate track and I was in network marketing. And what I loved about this is here I saw the corporate America, and here I saw these average people with extraordinary dreams who just loved people, and they got to change their lives. And I thought, that's what I want to be, and that's what I want to do. And so I'm on this run, and I had to stop because I was so overcome with emotion and I was crying. But guess what I want to tell you? I really was at one of the lower ranks in the company at that time. But I knew that I had to be and become every other rank along the way. And if you just teach people I tell people, get to a new rank, and then just help other people just get where you are. And you can go everywhere that you would like to become if you help enough other people. I always tell people to have big, audacious goals, but you need to check them at your door as you would a coat. And when you're out in the public, it needs to be all about whom can I help and whom can I serve, and people will serendipitously show up into your life and into your organization. And as you work with people, I always tell people you want to work with your people, the people you sponsor, but you want to work through your people. Because an amateur in network marketing will look as the new person as a destination. They're like, I just sponsored this new person with 4 cases, whatever. But a professional will look at that person as a doorway. Because the faster that I can, Julie, that I can have you open your door, my warm market will exponentially grow very, very quickly, because you never know where that leader will show up. Some of my biggest leaders have shown up, 11th level in my organization. So be a door opener, work with your people, work through your people, love on your people, and praise them. I always tell people I want to get the 4 P's of success. I want to get people plugged into the system. I want to get them paid out as quickly as we can. I want to get them promoted to those first ranks as quickly as we can. And the 4th and most important P to me is I want to praise your people, because recognition is free to give, but the results are priceless. And people will do more for praises than they will do for raises, and they will follow you. It is amazing, the little notes that I get to make, and Jesse touched on it tonight. It's amazing what people will do just for you to touch out to them and tell them they're doing a good job. Because I have found that as adults, people just tell us often what we're doing wrong. And what I love is that you guys, we can help people get the passion back in their life, that they can dream again and watch things start to happen in their life. So, this truly is what it's all about to me. Who you become in the process of building your network marketing business is the master key to your ultimate success. Who I am before you today as a 52-year-old woman compared to who I was as a young 20-year-old girl, knocking on doors, who literally the only reason I did that, and as he mentioned, we were living in Afton, Wyoming. A few years ago, Tom and I went back there, and I really, and this is, years and years later, I just said, I can't believe that young brain of mine thought that I could do this in this little of a town. But what I want you to understand is I believe that there is a miracle inside each of us. Do you guys believe that there's a miracle inside of you? Do you believe that there is untapped greatness inside of you? Well, here's what I want for each of you. I hope that this weekend is a defining moment for you. I hope that this weekend, that fire inside of you will burn strong and it will burn bright, so that when you leave this room, you can go out and be a difference maker. What I'd like you to do really, really quickly is stand up, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to think, what is this thing that you want? What is this rank that you want? What is this portion of this life that you want for your family that could move you to depths that you haven't been to before? Now I want you to think, close your eyes for a second, and I want you to think about that. Really think about that. What is this thing that could make you cry, like I mentioned when I was on a run? Now I want you to think for a second that we're in this room and that has happened for you. But it hasn't just happened for you, it has happened for everyone right next to you. Everyone, that biggest goal and desire of their life has just happened. Okay? Now I want you to open your eyes and I want you to raise a sound for as loud and proud as you are as that coming through. Ready? Ready? I wish each of you all the success that you believe you deserve and are willing to